Alrighty, everybody. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back here to another stream. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday morning, I guess it is now. Hope you guys are doing good. Let's see who we got here today. We have Isaac saying hi, Andrew. What's up? What's up, Mark? Saying in. What's up, folks? Hope you're doing good, man. Let's see here. What's up, Ernie? What's up, Red? What's up, Ponderosa? What's up, Roadster? Hope you guys are doing well. It is obviously good to have you guys here tonight for a little bit of late night coverage on a bit of severe weather that's popping off here throughout like Iowa, a little bit of Illinois. We got a bit of activity going on here as of now. But I hope you guys are doing good. What's up, Roadster? Good to see you as well. Isaac says you're in the 2% tornado risk. Hopefully we'll get to see a funnel. I hope not. Honestly, I really hope that you don't. Because nighttime tornadic activity is definitely not good. And so I hope we don't have any of that tonight. But we do actually have a risk for it. So, we'll have to see. Could be possible. We could get an isolated tornado or two possible tonight, which we'll have to look into. What's up, Yankee? Hope you're doing good. Saying hi. Hope you are well. You as well. Good to have you here. What's up, Jerry? Saying greetings from Southern California. What's up, Jerry? Hope you're doing good, man. So as of right now, actually we're going to hop over to the outlook here. This is the current day 1 outlook that we have. We still have a slight risk here, a severe threat level 2 out of 5, which includes portions here of Kansas, a little bit of like eastern Nebraska, a lot of Iowa here, even a little sliver of northwestern Illinois here is in the level 2 severe weather threat here for tonight. Now we do actually have a severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect here for the next 3 hours. There is a 20% tornado risk here. There is a 60% wind, 30% hail. So the main concern obviously is going to be a bit of damaging winds and stuff like that. Locally damaging wind gusts are the primary concern, although a few of the storms also may may pose a risk of large hail or even a tornado. So that is certainly something that we are going to need to definitely look out for here tonight. But they did also mention here that we could definitely see possibly some winds upwards of 75 miles per hour tonight here. And also the possibility here for hail 2 inches in diameter and larger. So we'll have to definitely look out there for that. So large hail, damaging winds, and, like we mentioned, an isolated tornado or two, cannot be ruled out here overall. Let's see here. Jameson, hopefully I'm saying your name right, saying, hey, how does it look for northern Indiana tomorrow? How do soundings look? I'm going chasing tomorrow for sure. Well, be careful if you do. So tomorrow, we do have a slight risk for northern Indiana, which we'll look into. Another tornado risk tomorrow. We got a 2% risk out there. We have a 15 wind threat. non-significant, and a 5 hail threat. We're going to get in the models here in a little bit. So if you could remind me whenever we do get to those, I will look for you, okay? Anyways, let's see here. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Saying watching from South Carolina. Stay safe. Good to have you here. What's up, Leaky? Hope you're doing good. Saying hello. What's up? So back over to today, guys. So like I mentioned, we do have a level 2 severe weather threat. Now we do have that 2% tornado risk here for tonight up here across portions of eastern Nebraska. A lot of Iowa here included, northwestern Illinois, southwestern Wisconsin here. So like we mentioned, we can't rule out the potential for a couple tornadoes tonight. But the good news, if we did have tornadoes, they would likely remain relatively weak. They wouldn't really be anything significant here, which is good. So just, if we did, it would probably just be a quick little spin up, and it would likely be pretty weak overall, because the atmosphere is not really supportive for the big stuff, tornadic-wise, I should say, which is obviously good, especially with it being nighttime. Nighttime tornadic activity is the worst, because, first of all, if you get some storms that are rain-wrapped, you can hardly see them, in general. But not to mention, it's like at nighttime, you can't really see anything anyways here. So, but yeah, so, 2% chance tonight. We're going to have to look out for that here. Also, pretty big wind threat here. Maximum 15% risk here. Thankfully, nothing significant, which is good. But we definitely could see those wind gusts, like we were mentioning here, upwards of 75 miles per hour tonight overall. Let's see here. Leaky, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my friend. That's really nice of you. Saying, I have family traveling north from South Carolina to Philadelphia along I-95 later today. How does the route look? Thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Leaky. I appreciate the 10. That's really sweet of you, my friend. So taking a quick little peek over there. So you said 95 from South Carolina up to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Gotcha. Okay, so looking at the later risk here for today, 95 should be mostly pretty good. As you can see, we do have a level 1 severe weather threat here for later on today, which is that level 1 marginal risk that we do have. So, there is going to be the possibility of them running into thunderstorms along the way. Given that I-95 corridor, throughout today does have a thunderstorm risk. We can't rule out thunderstorms, but the severe stuff is more west of 95 here for the most part here. I know that 95 kind of cuts through a lot of like eastern South Carolina, kind of the central eastern side of North Carolina going into eastern Virginia through like Richmond and stuff. Because actually I used to travel to Hilton Head Island a long time ago. I used to go down here, so I'm pretty familiar with the route per se. The good news is that, the main route is not really in the severe weather threat per se, but, just don't be surprised if they do run into a little bit of storm activity because it is possible. The entire route is in that thunderstorm risk. So, we can't rule that out completely. But the good news is that, nothing severe really expected here. Later on today, not even a tornado concern in the severe weather risk area, which is good. That would be more of just a concern for a little bit of gusty winds, and that's really about it. You can see the hail threat is significant or non-severe over there as well. So that's definitely pretty good. So they should be relatively fine. Just it wouldn't be surprising if they did run into a couple of storms on the way. It should be pretty good though. But thank you once again for the 10. That was really nice of you, my friend. Really, really nice of you. Let's see. What's up, Andrew? Saying what's going on in Bettendorf, Iowa. All right, let's hop on back over here to current view. So, we do have a little bit of severe weather going on in western Iowa right now. Let me go ahead and bring up this area. Is it Bettendorf? So let's go ahead and bring this up here and see what we got going on. So you, my friend, okay, so you're right on the nose of Iowa here. So right now, right where you're at, there's no storm activity going on currently, but we do have a bit of storms to the south here. Which if we play the radar in motion here, you can actually see that these guys are mostly relatively moving eastward. They're not really tracking towards you, but we'll have to see if they're, because there could be some more pop-up storms that happen throughout here. We can't rule that out. But, as of right now, nothing really super crazy is really going on here towards your area. But, given tonight's risk, though, you are in the level 2 severe weather threat here. So, you should still keep an eye out there for the weather as, it certainly is possible here overall. Oh my gosh, dude. Roadster Jim coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you, dude. Saying thanks for your forecast, Andrew. You are welcome, man. Thank you, Roadster. That is really nice of you, my friend. You did not have to do that. Big shout out goes to Roadster as well as Leaky for the super chats. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. That's really nice of you, my friend. What's up, Cheryl? Saying hello. We had some thunderstorms yesterday in Carrollton, Texas. A lot of lightning and thunder. Did not last 15 minutes, but we got an inch. Yeah, some of those storms will be, they'll drop a lot of rain. Some of them. We had one of those a while back here in Florida, where it's just like it sat over you and it just dumped so much rainfall. I know you guys have been having a really big problem with the flooding lately out there towards Texas and everything. So I hope you're doing good. You're welcome, Leaky. No problem. Thank you. What's up, Misty? Hope you're doing good. Had a radar indicated tornado warning here in Illinois a little over an hour ago. I did see that, although unfortunately I wasn't available to be live streaming at that point. But hopefully that's the end of tornadic activity tonight. But like I mentioned, we do still have that 2% tornado risk here, so we'll see. Misty says, the western Iowa storm has a history of producing 70-mile-per-hour winds. Let's actually hop on back over to those storms here. So this is actually tracking towards Des Moines, Iowa. This is actually heading towards the area of Des Moines, as you can kind of see here. So there's Des Moines, Iowa. You can see the storm is tracking in that general direction. Now, if you guys know anybody out there, it wouldn't hurt to give them a heads up. Now, there is a chance that the storm could weaken by the time it gets here, but, just keeping an eye out there for those regions here, especially with Des Moines kind of being a pretty big area and a strong storm or severe storm working its way towards that region. Wouldn't hurt to, just monitor the storm system as it kind of works its way over there. But, looking at the latest warning here, we have a severe thunderstorm warning here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Also, penny-size hail for areas out there by Greenfield, Iowa, including Guthrie Center, Redfield, Panora. Let's see here. Also, Cumberland. You guys are inside of that severe thunderstorm warning. Now, they also did mention tornado possible tag. It doesn't mean that there is an immediate danger of a tornado, but it does mean that, tornadoes can't be ruled out, in which, we're going to have to remain alert for possible tornadic activity. But as of right now, there is nothing, there is no tornado warning or anything like that. But, if it's needed, just make sure you know where to go, if that is ever issued. But, yeah, it's not guaranteed. But yeah, regardless, we do need to look out for those 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny hail. So I'd recommend you guys, if you're in the warning, to go indoors, away from windows, because you don't want to be near a window during a storm like this. Let's see here. Andrew says, "What is a PDS flood warning?" So PDS stands for particularly dangerous situation. I always made up and I always said, please don't scream. But no, it's particularly dangerous situation. So basically, it's just a significant tag saying that this warning is more significant than the others, which that means big-time flooding is expected. So, yeah, if you ever see one of those, it's pretty bad. Now, I've actually been in a flash flood emergency before during Hurricane Milton. That was something. So there's different tags. You have your normal flash flood warning. Then you have your PDS flash flood warning. It's kind of the middle ground. And then you have your flash flood emergency, which, they're different tiers of severity, essentially. Let's see here. What's up, Oso? Hope you're doing good. Yankee says, hopefully New England doesn't get hit by a hurricane or tornado. I hope not as well. I don't want anybody to get hit by those. They're not fun. Well, hurricanes are fun to go through, in my opinion, but they're not fun to deal with aftermath-wise. Anyways, Misty says, hi, Andrew. Will I get anything tomorrow? I don't remember where you're at, Misty. It's kind of hard for me to remember everybody. Let's see here. Okay, hope everything is okay. Yeah, me as well. So let's actually hop over here to Iowa real quickly. We do have a bit of a cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings up here for the north central side of the state here. These warnings are all for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. The hail does range a little bit, though. These three warnings the one to the west here, out there by Osceola, here in kind of the north central side of Illinois. This one's for 0.75 inch hail, which is penny size hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The bottom one here is for same thing. This one's out there by Lakin and Toluca. I'm not sure how you say that one. Also, the one to the right here, out there by La Salle, Cedar Point, Lenore. Also, but they do actually mention the tornado possible tag on this as well. So, once again, we cannot rule out the potential for a, spin up tornado or two. Now, the northern one is actually warned for a little bit greater hail, now up to quarter size. The one up here towards like Spring Valley, Illinois, towards like Hennepin, Granville, and, out there by like Milo. You guys are in that for 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter hail, and that tornado possible tag here. Let's see here. PDS and emergency are both very severe. Yeah, they are, Roadster. Yeah, so like I mentioned, it's just different tags, essentially. You have your normal flash flood warnings, you have your PDS flash flood warnings, and then you have your, flash flood emergencies, which are top tier. It's kind of similar to tornadoes as well. You have your tornado warning, you have your PDS tornado warning, then you have your tornado emergencies that can occur. Just different tags of classifying their intensity or severity, I should say, kind of, their threat impact, essentially. What's up, Binksy? Hope you're doing good. See here, Yankee says, I live near the woods and have extremely tall trees. Had to spend a few nights at a hotel years ago. Yeah, there's actually one of my family members has that same problem, or did, where they had this place with a whole bunch of trees, and whenever a big windstorm would come through, they'd have to go to a hotel because it's dangerous. Some of those trees coming down, that is obviously not what you want. So yeah, I don't blame you there. Let's see here. But anyways, Missy says, how's everyone doing tonight? Doing pretty good. Hopefully you're doing good yourself. Andrew says, what's the difference between a shelf cloud and a wall cloud? So a shelf cloud it's not part of a tornadic structure. A wall cloud is. Now, for a shelf cloud, you typically see those on the edge of a severe storm, such as a long squall line or just a long line of storms, which, I would show you images, but if I looked up images, it would be copyrighted. What I recommend you do is go on Google or whatever, look up images of wall clouds and look up images of shelf clouds. So a wall cloud is associated with a mesocyclone, or a rotating column of air, which is, where tornadic activity can occur, you have a wall cloud. So that's just a big disk that spins. Now, the shelf cloud is just a leading edge of a storm that can look pretty intimidating and pretty aggressive sometimes. I just recommend looking it up online, and you'd be able to see the differences. Let's see here. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good. Saying hi, Andrew, and everyone else. What is up, my friend? Hope you're doing good. Alrighty, so once again, everybody, we are watching a severe thunderstorm warning here towards, actually tracking east towards Des Moines. Like I mentioned, Des Moines not any warning or anything like that right now, but, that storm, if we play this in motion, you can kind of see, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but there's Des Moines right here. This is, tracking in the general direction, and actually, look at that. They actually extended that severe thunderstorm watch now eastward. Yeah, look at that. They did move that. Here, let's pause that. So the earlier warning, or sorry, the earlier watch had it cut off in Des Moines. And you can see now that we have the new extension here overall, in which that goes in for areas more towards the southeastern side of Iowa. So now we have a new extension into that watch here. It expires in 4 hours now. I think they increased the time too. Let's see here. Effective this Thursday night, Friday morning, from 7:45 p.m. until 2 a.m. Central. So that would be 3 a.m. Eastern time. Let's see here. See, shelf clouds are cool. I've seen them. I have a lot of cool photos that I've gotten years ago from shelf clouds. I used to be big in the photography. I haven't done it much in a while. I really need to get back into it. Yeah, I used to get some pretty cool photos of those. Anyways, though, but yeah, on the watch here, we do have the possibility here for wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour possible. Isolated very large hail up to 2 inches in diameter possible. And once again, tornado or 2 is possible as well. So, we can't rule out that potential here. Let me go ahead and bring up our velocity here. See what we got going on here. We're going to take a quick little peek in here. Seems very turbulent, the storm here. I don't see anything really immediately concerning tornado-wise. I mean, we just have some, spikes in velocity here. Like I said, it's very turbulent. But remember, we do have that tornado possible tag on this warning here. Once again, we cannot rule out tornadic activity. There's no reason, like I said, right now to fully seek shelter. Tornado possible tags just mean that tornadic activity is possible within the storm, but it doesn't mean that it's an immediate danger, which if there was, there would be that tornado warning, which there's not. Tornado warnings you need to seek shelter immediately for. Severe thunderstorm warnings, depending on the severity, I recommend in this case just going indoors away from windows, and if a tornado warning is issued, which is not guaranteed like I mentioned, then that's whenever I would go in and seek shelter if there was that tornado warning, which is not. There's not as of now. Let's see here. What's up, Nilda? Saying, hello, Andrew. You are doing a great service. Thank you, millions. No problem. I'm glad to help, guys. I've always loved weather. I've always loved tracking it, so, I'm glad to be here to help you guys out. No problem at all. No problem at all. And it's always good helping you guys out, too. I always tracked it on my own. It's like, years ago, whenever I started this channel, it's like, I always do this alone, or always track this by myself. It's like I figured I could help people out by warning them of what's coming. So that's where this channel was born. That's where this channel was born. Let's see here. What's up, Sewing? Saying, Andrew, when will you do a show I can ask about this weekend for flood risk? I can look at it now if you want. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of limited on activity. I mean, we have a couple cluster of severe storms, but it wouldn't hurt just to take a quick little peek here. Let me pull up flooding risk real quickly, guys. So let's do daily. Oh, wait, that's precipitation. Whoops. Let's go to excessive rainfall. Here we go. Actually today, or tonight, we do have a pretty big level 2 flooding risk today. So the scale for flooding goes from a level 1 to a level 4, 4 being the worst, 1 being the lowest. This is a level 2 in the yellow, level 1 in the dark green, or the lime green. We got a little bit of lemon lime action going on here tonight. But yeah, so the yellow represents at least a 15% risk of flooding, as well as the marginal, the level 1, is at least a 5% chance of flooding. So if you're in a flood-prone area in these regions here, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, Nebraska, some of those surrounding states here, just keep an eye out there for that. Even a little bit of a flooding concern towards the Carolinas here. Working our way to day 2. Yeah, later on, actually, we have a pretty big risk areas here, but the main threat for later on today is going to be up there towards like Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, once again Illinois, some of those regions here. Day 3. Ooh, yeah, day 3 here. This is when would day 3 be? This is Friday. I don't think this is updated yet, so it usually takes a little bit of time to update. So day 2 would actually be Friday. Day 3 would be on Saturday. So Saturday, we might have a big concern for flooding yet again for Texas. You can see here that much of the central, western, and northern side of the state here is in that level 2. Let's see your southern plains on day 3. Oh, wow. Yeah, 2 inches are great. That's pretty high. That's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. Yeah, that's something that we're going to really need to look into. You guys might have a bit more of a problem with the flooding coming up here. I hate to say it. But yeah, Texas does have a bit of a risk here for Saturday, I believe. Once again, I'm not 100% sure on that because, it depends on when this was updated, and it doesn't look like it was, it just turned over to day 2, yesterday's day 2, which is Friday. I know it's pretty confusing, but I believe this is for Saturday here. Let's see here. Jameson says, so how's the models looking for northern Indiana? Sounding radar for my storm chase. Yeah, I can bring that up for you real quickly. Although, once again, storm chase at your own risk. I don't recommend it personally because it is very dangerous. So I'm not going to give you an in-depth forecast for, storm chasing purposes, but I will look at the ingredients out there, from a concerned citizen's perspective, I guess we'll say. Let's see here. So yeah, you do have that level 2 threat though later on. Later on today, oh yeah, you can see we definitely do build in a bit of instability here for later on this afternoon and evening. Pretty good amount of fuel. Talking between 1 to 2,000 joules per kilogram mixed layer. Pretty good. I'll grab a quick little sounding for you, just because you've been patient, and I appreciate that. I'll go ahead and bring that up for you real quickly. If it'll ever load. Why am I so bright? All right, so sounding here. Move this down in the frame here. So our wind shear is pretty weak. It is mostly linear though. I mean, it's flowing mostly in the same direction. You can see lower altitudes, winds are mostly going to the northeast, mid levels mostly eastward, upper levels also mostly eastward. Really not much of anything super crazy going on with that. We do have good moisture, good dew points, 70 degrees, pretty good. I mean, enough instability. Let's see here. Decape over 700. Yeah, there could be maybe a little bit of a marginalized damaging wind concern with an event like this. But yeah, I mean, nothing really super significant for you guys. I mean, you guys do have a tornado risk out there here for tomorrow. Let's see here. Go ahead and bring up the day 2. Or later on today, I guess you would call it. Just barely even a risk. It's just a little level 2 risk here, but can't rule out a spin up tornado or two, being possible. But mostly speaking, from that sounding we grabbed there from the wrap, kind of suggested that there, could just be mostly a gusty wind concern overall. What's up, Sydney? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Sewing says I'm in a flood-prone area. We flooded a couple weeks back. Ooh, that's not good. Well, y'all, we got a tornado warning here. Let's hop on. So that's actually the storm I was telling you guys about, that tornado possible tag. Now we need to take action. So this includes Menlo and Panora, south of Guthrie Center. This is a tornado warning in effect here for the next 27 minutes. Let's take a look at velocity. Oh yeah, right in there. Yeah, like I said, this storm was very turbulent. Don't see any debris signatures. Yeah, right now it's a radar indicated threat. Okay. Yep, so once again, everybody, we have a new tornado warning that just got issued here for Menlo, south of Guthrie Center, out there by Panora, Monteith, let's see, Glendon, Dale, and I think that's it. That's inside of that warning here. This is just west of Des Moines. Let's see here. This dangerous storm will be near Menlo around 11:50 p.m. Central Time. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Menlo and Casey. Alrighty. So yeah, it's a radar indicated threat, which if you don't know what that means, it means that radar has picked up rotation within the storm here. As of now, there's no confirmation of a tornado, but don't wait till that happens. Just make sure you're inside of your shelter now, because yeah, we do got a bit of activity going on with the storm here. So we got 26 minutes on that here. Once again, this is for the kind of west central, kind of southwestern side of Iowa. And like I mentioned here, this cluster of storms is heading towards Des Moines. So just giving you folks out there, if you're in Des Moines, just giving you all a little bit of a heads up here, okay? Yeah, once again, they did extend that watch bit to the east here. Let's see here. Are we doing zip codes today? We can, but probably not much right now because of this one tornado warning that's happening. I try to minimize zip code activity whenever there's tornadic activity, because we mostly keep focus on the storm. But whenever this expires, and if there's no other tornado warnings, then I could definitely do that for you. What's up, Sydney? Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you here. Let's see here. How far away is radar? So we're not too high up here. We got some really heavy pockets of velocity here. Look at that. Yeah, this thing's pretty turbulent. Let's see. The warning for the severe thunderstorm warning we have here for it as well. That's for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, and also penny-size hail. Sydney says my buddy's in Des Moines. So like I mentioned, I mean, yeah, the storm is tracking towards Des Moines. Right now, there's no severe, thunderstorm warnings or anything like that for Des Moines, but this cluster of storms, which has had the history of producing all kinds of severe weather, is tracking in that direction. I mean, they do have that severe thunderstorm watch already, so that's already in place. It wouldn't hurt just to give them a heads up if you could, just to let them know, hey, we got a storm that's tracking in your area. Right now it's not a really big threat for Des Moines because it's still a little far out, but that once again that could change. That could change pretty quickly. I don't even know if my buddy's awake and he lives in Des Moines. Gotcha. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to let him know. I mean, right now, once again, there is no warnings right now in effect for Des Moines. So right now it's okay, but there is that storm tracking over there. Also got a bit of storm activity in eastern Iowa too, southwest of Davenport, out there by, let's see here, Muscatine. Let's see here, Fruitland, Grandview, and Conesville. Let's see here. Missy says definitely going to get a new warning on that soon. Probably. Yeah, I would be surprised if they didn't at this point. All right, once again, everybody, we have a tornado warning in effect here for Iowa. Once again, this is west of Des Moines, Iowa. This includes Menlo, south of Guthrie Center, including Monteith. I'm not entirely sure how you say that one. Glendon, Dale, and Panora. You guys are under that tornado warning here for the next 22 minutes. 22 minutes here. So got a couple storms up here in Illinois, too, we're tracking as well for the north-central side of Illinois, including Lakin. See here, however you say that one. Toluca. Let's see here, Varna and La Rose. This one is 7 minutes, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, penny hail. Yeah, the one on the right actually has a tornado possible tag here, too. Let's see here. Weston says, what's the ETA for Des Moines? Could this weekend before it gets here? Yes, it could weaken, it could weaken by the time it gets there. Right now, the storm is moving east at 40 miles an hour. And from Des Moines... Oh, is there not a way I can measure? Oh, darn. What's this? I wish there was a way I could maybe measure. Hold on. Navigation, draw. Yeah, I don't think there's a way I can measure distances. But I'd say within the next... I mean, it's got to be about, probably 30, 40, 50 miles out or so. I'd say within the next hour or so. Roughly. Extremely roughly. My old program used to have a tracking, but I ended up changing programs, at least for now. But yeah, it'll probably be there within the next hour or so. Toluca. Is that how you say it, Ernie? I appreciate it. All right, let's see, did they update that warning? They sure did. Okay, so we got a new polygon. Okay, so it's still in effect for the same areas out by Menlo, Glendon, Monteith, Panora, and Dale. This one is still here. This is still radar indicated. We have 20 more minutes left on that tornado warning here, y'all. 20 more minutes here. Same thing with that severe thunderstorm warning too. That also expires in about 20 minutes. Which, I mean, the right-hand side of that storm is getting close to the edge of that severe warning. So if they're gonna issue an extension, they'll probably do it pretty soon. Here's satellite view. Wow, look at that. Play that in time. Got a lot of bubbling. Yeah, look at that. We've actually had a few little... Oh, yeah. A few little pop-ups in southeastern Iowa. You see that one... There's that one storm we were just looking at southwest of Davenport. This one kind of died out quickly. See, it looks like good wind and rain. Yeah, it does. What's up, Renita? Thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. Saying, hey, Andrew, quick question. Do we have the same thing in a hurricane as we do in a tornado? I've never been in a hurricane. Hold on. I'm trying to... Hold on. Renita, do we have the same thing in a hurricane as we do in a tornado? I've never been in a hurricane. I don't know what you mean by the same thing. They're very different, by the way. Hurricanes can spawn tornadoes. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, Renita. I'm trying to process it, but my brain's not letting me. All right, a lot of Nebraska looks pretty good. There's a lot of storms out here by Kansas right now. Non-severe, of course. Yeah, the main one up here is for Illinois and Iowa. Yeah, Renita, if you could let me know exactly what you mean by that, I'll try my best. I'm just not entirely sure what you're trying to mean by that. All right, let's hop on back over here to Illinois. They're asking if they do the same thing in a tornado as in a hurricane. What? Like... dude, I'm so confused right now. Do we do the same thing in a hurricane as we do... Oh! You mean, like, preparedness-wise? Like, seeking shelter and stuff? I think that's what you mean. I mean, it's a little different. It's a little bit different. Sorry, my brain's just not really braining much tonight. Still don't understand the question. Yeah, that's me too, Kathy. I'm trying. I think you mean sheltering. Yeah, I think you mean by sheltering. So, like, if you're in a hurricane, I would recommend obviously not being outside. You know, same thing with the tornado. Obviously, a tornado, you need to be in your safe spot. You know, central lowest portion of your home, basement if you have it. Hurricanes, a little bit different. I mean, you don't have to stay situated inside of your safe spot, but just stay away from windows throughout the storm. Okay, just, you know, through a hurricane, you want to stay away from windows still because of the flying debris and stuff. But you can still move around towards the middle of your home. I'd recommend just away from windows, unless there's a tornado warning that's issued inside of the hurricane. Because, you know, once again, the right-hand side is you know, where you get tornadic activity within a hurricane or a tropical cyclone. You know, that's the best mixing ratio is on the right-hand side. In which, if you were in a tornado warning in the hurricane, then you would seek shelter and all that. Sorry, I feel bad. I'm sorry I didn't understand what you meant there at the beginning. But yeah, if you have any more questions about it, Renita, let me know. Let's see here. Anyways, all right, so hopping back over to tornado warning here, y'all. We have 15 more minutes here. This includes Panora and Menlo, including Glendon, Monteith, and Dale. This is still a radar-indicated threat here. Like I said, there's a lot of turbulence within the storm here. A lot of high velocities here. Whoa, dude. I don't know how accurate that is. This is showing 70, 80 mile an hour winds here at about 2,500 feet up. That's pretty high. It's pretty high. See here, Renita says no, no, don't be sorry, Renita. It's okay. If anyone's sorry, it's me because I didn't understand what she meant in the beginning. Yeah, Misty, it can be. Alrighty. Also, once again, that severe thunderstorm warning it's under as well also expires here in 15 minutes. Okay, so those are both going to expire here at the same time. Let's see here. The one up in Illinois, we've had another severe thunderstorm warning out here. This is out by Tonic. Out here by Tonic in Lostant, Leonore. Let's see here, Dana, Rutland. Tornado possible tag, 30 minutes, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and penny hail. Other than that, that's all the warnings we got. Just these 3. Alrighty. So once again, y'all, this thing is tracking towards Des Moines. If they're gonna issue an extension, it's gonna be within the next few minutes, probably. Which, I mean, given velocities and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean, look at those velocities, dude. That's crazy. Out by, like, Panora, we're seeing 60, 70, 80 mile an hour. This is also, once again, at 2.3 K feet, which is 2.3 thousand. So, 2,300 foot. Which, that's really not that high up. That's pretty shallow, actually. That's crazy, though. Let's see here. Yeah, just a big turbulent mess. So this is getting ready to go in towards, like, Linden area. Once again, Linden's under that severe thunderstorm warning here. Redfield as well. That's obviously kind of where some of the worst of those winds are located here. Which, we got to watch out, though, because if this holds up and tracks towards Des Moines, this could be a bit of a wind problem for you guys out there. So that's why I'm kind of keeping a close eye on it for you guys. If you know anybody up by Des Moines, just give them a heads up. Like I said, just let them know there's a storm coming. It could definitely weaken by the time it gets there. Looks like we're starting to get a few little pop-up showers southeast of Des Moines, too. That's new. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't live too far from Tampa. All right, 12 more minutes, y'all. So after this, I'll do zip codes if y'all want me to. Once this tornado warning expires, if they don't, recontinue it. But once again, it still is radar indicated. I still need you guys in your safe spots. Once again, if you have a basement, storm shelter, that's your number one choice. Go there now if you're not already. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. If you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home, find a sturdier shelter because mobile homes aren't not really the best to be in during these type of storms. Alrighty, so we have 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Also in that severe thunderstorm warning, too. We do have a couple other storms behind it, too, just east of Omaha, but these ones don't appear to really be anything, severe. The velocities are fairly low in this storm. Just kind of seems like maybe just a normal storm here behind it. You were 4 the first time you went to northern Florida. I think I was 3. See, first time I ever went was in 2005. So I was 3. Oh, jeez. Alrighty. Yeah, I would really be surprised if they didn't extend that warning, so. Oh, speaking of. There we go. Alright, there you go, y'all. They now have the severe thunderstorm warning for Des Moines and West Des Moines area. Good thing we give you guys a bit of an early heads up there, But yeah, so Des Moines now, y'all. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for Des Moines, Iowa, for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, as well as 0.75 inch hail. 0.75 inch hail. What's up, Court? That's my girl right there. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. Once again, Des Moines, Iowa. If you know anybody out there, give them a heads up. Let them know. All right, let's check up on the. Let's get rid of this first. Let's check up on the Illinois one. So we have Tonica and Dana. Tornado possible tag, 24 minutes left on that one. Yeah, we do have a lot of convection here along the eastern side of Iowa and western Illinois. But most of this is not really problematic. The only one that's really an issue right now is the one up here by Des Moines and that one little cell up there in north central Illinois. Other than that, we're kind of chilling, actually. We're not seeing too much craziness. Surprised it's not warm for 70. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I just didn't say it. I mean, given those velocities there, they're pretty high. And like I mentioned, you know, this is only about 2,000 to 2,200 feet up. It's really not that high up, you know, so that could transfer to the ground fairly easily. You know, if you have a strong enough downdraft to push those winds down, yeah, it could. I wonder if the decape is out here. I'm actually curious. Hold on. Let me move this back up here. I'm going to bring up the meso analysis here. Yeah, decape can help us determine downdraft potency. Point values. Decape. We're at about 1,000. Yeah, that's pretty high decape. Yeah, that's pretty good. Over 3,000 ml cape. That's wild. Wind shear in the lower atmosphere is pretty weak, though. Mid-level flows, not really the strongest either, which is good. Yeah, I don't really see much of a tornadic problem in this. I mean, I know we have that 2% chance, but, you know, the odds have got to be pretty low. Court says, how's everyone? Doing pretty good. Hopefully you're doing good, too. Hope you are doing good. All right, we're going to hop on back over here to Illinois. Yeah, looking at velocity on the Illinois cell. Doesn't appear to be anything super crazy, but it is warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds here. Let's take a look at the other radar here. I don't see any rotation going on in it. I know it has that tornado possible tag, but don't see no rotation going on in there. All right, we have 6 more minutes left on that tornado warning. I have a feeling that's getting ready to expire. Out by Menlo, Glendon, Monteith, Dale, and Panora. See, glad you're good. I can't sleep some here. Well, it's always good to see you, Court. No debris either, which is good. This is tracking. Again, this is getting ready to hit Redfield. Does it say when it'll be in Des Moines? Really, it says Des Moines. Yeah, locations impacted include Des Moines, West Des Moines, Ankeny, Urbandale, Johnston, Clive, Indianola, Altoona, Walkie, Norwalk, Pleasant Hill, Grimes, Winterset, Adel, Windsor Heights, Carlsley, Bondurant, Polk City, Slayerville, and Stewart. I think we made it. We got through all those names. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, that new warning does include quite a few people. Let's see here. Yeah, other than that, we're mostly just focusing between these two cells right now. Wouldn't be surprised if this other one will expire too up in Illinois. Out by Rutland and Dana, still got that severe warning here for about 19 minutes. Slayerville, nice. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of places in here. Tracy says North Carolina. This is not North Carolina. This is up in Iowa. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's going right for Des Moines. Yeah, those velocities really started cranking. You know, about like a half hour ago. Yeah, we're getting closer to radar, too. You can see we're now at about anywhere from 1.5 thousand to 2,000 foot up. And we're basically ranging 60, 70 miles an hour. Yeah, so I mean, the lower you, it does appear to be dropping. Let me try an upper scan here. Let's do a 0.9 degree tilt. Is it higher? No. Okay. It's about the same between 1 to 3,000 or so, about 60, 70 miles an hour. Let's see if that'll hit the radar. Yeah, it's tracking towards the radar. It is going that way. All right. Once again, Menlo, Panora, we still got that tornado warning here. That's probably not going to last too much longer, so y'all are almost good to come out of your shelter. We have 2 minutes left, okay? Just 2 minutes. Almost there. They did remove that tornado possible tag on that severe thunderstorm warning here for north central Illinois. For Dana, Garfield, Leeds, Rutland, and Winona. Slayer was a popular heavy metal band in the 80s. I never listened to them. You know who I have been listening to a lot, though, lately? Bon Jovi. Love Bon Jovi. I've always been big-time 80s music fan. Courtney, or Arctic, knows that. So good. It's back when music was awesome. There is some modern stuff I do like, but I don't know, not just older stuff hits differently. Yeah, I wonder really what this is towards ground level. You know, because it does appear to be, like I said, still 60, upwards of 70 miles an hour. You definitely have. Oh, yes. Y'all, we're going to hop over to models real quickly. I'm curious to see kind of what we're looking like later on in the night. So let me bring up the HRRR here. Let me hop y'alls over here to the models. So current time is 5:15 UTC. So we're roughly right around here at this point. So we do have a couple cells, yep, popping through. So it looks like over the rest of the night here, it's just going to be pretty stormy between like southeastern Iowa and still looks like it's still going to be storming for quite a little bit up in northern Illinois. According to HRRR here. So Looks like a lot of that's going to be isolated between Iowa and Illinois. But good news is that, you know, severity and stuff like that will be, well, there really wouldn't be much severity. A lot of that activity is going to be starting to fade out then. By the way, they did cancel that tornado warning. Y'all are now safe to come out of your shelters. We're just left with these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. One up here by Des Moines we're watching here. We have 1 hour left on that warning here. .60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that's it. Hail up to penny size, which that's not really a big problem. Penny hail is doable. It's once you get quarter size and greater, that's when things start to become a little bit more of an issue. But thankfully, pretty chill. 14 minutes on the Rutland and Dana storm. Do I have any cameras out here? I think Iowa might have cameras. Hold on a minute, y'all. I might. I'm not promising anything, but I think I remember Iowa having cameras. Like, cameras we could look at without being copyrighted half to death. We do. We do. Oh, yes, we do. Heck yeah, y'all. Alright, here we go. We're going to bring these up. Actually, you're all about to see something pretty sketchy. Hold on. Just me editing the scene. Ignore it. Love them live cams, man, I tell you. Alright, we'll put you up in the top right. I do need to make a scene for this. It almost looks like fast-moving snow. Here, we can grab one inside the storm. Oh, that's always lovely. That one's out, too. Is it power outage or something? There you go. That one's in the storm, actually. What I can do... Hold on. Here we go. What I can do, y'all, is this. I can make one of the cameras. It is spooky, Squirt. It's very spooky. There we go. That way I can, like, disable it and enable it. That's pretty cool. Okay, we'll keep it like that. I'm going to keep the camera up for a minute. Dude, the lightning, though, is pretty intense on that storm. Holy cow, dude. Do you see how electric that storm is? Dude, that's actually pretty wild. I mean, sheesh. I know we have a lot of instability out there, but it's really showing itself in how much lightning there is. Here, let's turn off this camera. We'll keep it up in the top right, though. So this is heading into Des Moines. So once again, if you know anybody out there in Des Moines, this is what's heading your way. They do have a warning, like I mentioned, for 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail and a lot of lightning. Trace says seen a blood red lightning bolt the other night last week. Really? That's interesting. No visibility. Yeah, it is pretty low. Sheesh. I can only imagine what that sounds like right now. Like, I wish some of these traffic cams had audio, because, like, I'm sure that's really loud right now. There we go. I have to reset the camera every once in a while. What's up, Brandy? Saying hello. What's up? Good to see you, my friend. Glad to see people are taking it slow, because, yeah. That camera, where did I say that camera was at? This is out by, what, Stewart area, right? No, Stewart one is out. This is out by Dexter, maybe? Yeah, this one's out by Dexter. Which, somewhere around here. Ah, there it is, Dexter. Right here. So this is where that camera is at, right here in Dexter. Gotta be terrifying driving in that. Oh, heck nah. Yeah, I would never drive in this. It's crazy. Court, this reminds me of the storm that you saw the other night. Remember you sent me those videos of that constant lightning? This is pretty much what it would look like underneath that storm. Here, let's move up ahead a little bit. We're going to take a look at some other cameras. So we have this one. Is this Ohio? No, this is Iowa. Here, let's go a little bit further. Let's go by DeSoto. DeSoto. Oh, okay, yeah, DeSoto still has yet to be hit. So we're going to keep an eye on this camera here because it's getting ready to start, per se. The other cameras, it was already ongoing. But Misty says it wouldn't drive in that. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Well, this wouldn't be as bad, but that last camera we were looking at. For real, is cool. I've never seen a cloud that active. Yeah, that's what I love about them. You know, they're so cool. I really miss the photography I used to do. Like, if I had a camera set up for tripod, like on a tripod like that, time-lapsing that storm, that would be so cool. Yep, so DeSoto, that's where this camera's at. They are starting to get it. Here, let's hop back to velocity real quickly. Take a peek at this. So obviously we're getting a lot closer to the radar here. Yeah, the winds have definitely dropped quite a bit. You know, the closer we get to the surface. I mean, you can see now the about 1,000 foot up or so. The winds are mostly between 50 and 60 miles an hour, which is what it's warned for, 60 mile per hour winds. So yeah, some of those upper levels though. Let's go up a little higher. Let's go up to like 1.8 degree tilt. This is about 4,000 foot up or so. You can see that that's where it's kind of more around like 60, maybe 70 miles an hour or so. But back to ground, or not ground level, but lower levels, we are about 50, 60 or so. And once again, that's getting ready to go through Des Moines here pretty soon. Storm is moving still east at 40 miles an hour, so it hasn't really moved or hasn't really changed much. You know, in terms of movement per se. Thank you, Brandy. I appreciate that. Can I have some rain? We need some rain too here. Some people are getting more than they need, and some people are not getting as much as they need. I am really surprised they still have this warning out here. Got 5 minutes on the Illinois warning here for Dana and Rutland, including Leeds and Garfield. Not the cat, the city or the town. 5 minutes to go. 60 mile an hour winds and penny size hail. Once again, penny hail is not a problem. It's once you get quarter size and larger, that's where it becomes an issue. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the strongest winds on the Des Moines storm is up north, kind of on the northern side of the cell. That's kind of where some of the heaviest of the activity appears to be. Here, let's change cameras again. We're gonna go back a little bit towards Earlham. Ooh, wow! Holy cow! Holy. Yeah, by the way, flash warning for people because of these flashing lights. It's crazy. Dude, just how active that is kind of nuts. I mean, count between each flash, right? All right, 1, 2. Okay, not even 2 seconds. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So pretty much between 1 to 2 seconds between lightning strikes. On average, I'd say. That's pretty wild. Sheesh. That is pretty crazy. Here, I'm gonna bring back up the meso analysis real quickly. Oh, I broke the camera. Oh no. Oh, we got some people pulled over here on this one. So that cell's right here. I mean, we have over 3,000 joules per kilogram of instability. That explains all of that lightning activity and just how much energy is in the atmosphere here. That is pretty crazy. Mid-level flow, we have about 30, 35 knots between 3 to, I'd say, 10 kilometers or so. Let me pull up the values table here. DCAPE 927. It's pretty decent. Wow. Got a quite little beefy little cell here, man. That one warning for Illinois is about to expire. That'll just leave us with the Des Moines storm we're watching. 2 minutes left on the Dana, Rutland, and Winona storm. So not too much longer left on that. All right, see you later, Cheryl. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I think it's really pushing. Yeah, a lot of the, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the heaviest winds within the storm appear to be on the northern side of the storm itself. You know, from like DeSoto up towards like Minburn area. That's kind of where a lot of the heaviest velocities are, as you can see. And, you know, in those lighter valleys here. I mean, at this point here, we're kind of almost less than 1,000 foot up, and we're scanning like 50 upwards to 60 miles an hour or so. So, you know, there is a really good possibility that we are getting, you know, near, if not above 60 mile an hour wind gusts here. Hopefully we're done with tornado warnings for the night here. Here, let's find another camera, y'all. Oh, we managed to pull the same camera. I know that DeSoto... Okay, let's actually hop back to DeSoto real quickly, because they were the ones that are starting to get hit really good. Here we go. Yeah, DeSoto is kind of in the middle of it right now. But it's getting ready to cross into Des Moines here soon. The heck is that? That's weird. Wow, dude. Wonder how much has fallen from this storm here. I mean, it's dumping a pretty good amount of rain here. Between like 1 and 2 inches locally higher. 1 hour pre Precip Cube. Here we go. Yeah, this is within like the last hour or so. Why is the storm Des Moines so healthy at this time of night? I mean, because it has a lot of instability, a lot of fuel in the atmosphere. You know, not much of a cap either. I mean, we are. Let's pull up the OBSCUT chart. I mean, there's not much of a capping inversion, kind of preventing convection from happening. So it's kind of allowing the storm to thrive and kind of, kick off, which a cap's a warm layer in the atmosphere. Typically, for severe weather and storms, you need the temperature to decrease, go get colder the more you go up. Sometimes you have these warm layers, which the temperature kind of remains either constant or becomes slightly warmer than the rising air itself, which can prevent storms from happening. But in this case, it's pretty unstable, too. There's a lot of fuel, a lot of instability in the atmosphere, in which there is no cap either. So it is pretty steep, in lapse rates, we call it. Basically the degree of which, temperature drops off per kilometer, mostly in Celsius. But, I mean, because of that, we have a lot of fuel in the atmosphere. I mean, we don't have the most wind shear, to be honest. I mean, our lower-level winds are pretty weak. Mid-level winds are actually fairly weak as well, but there's so much instability, too, that kind of, despite lower wind shear, can even allow for still really strong storms and severe weather, despite even low kinematics. Surprising, what a lot of instability can do. But, sometimes you get these storms that'll really thrive through the night. It's just the atmosphere, just perfect. What's up, Evan? Saying Mountain View, Missouri. Not much going on in Missouri right now. Yeah, Missouri's pretty clear at the moment. Yeah, this is coming right up on West Des Moines here, y'all. I mean, it is kind of already in some of the outer skirts. Dude. That is so active, man. It'll be there very, very soon. Once again, storm's moving east at 40 miles an hour. We've got to be pretty close. I'd say within probably the next 10 or 15 minutes or so, we'll probably have this thing going through Des Moines. They did cancel that one up in Illinois. That's no longer there. So that literally leaves us with just this one severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. It looks super cool. It's super organized. Yeah, it's doing pretty good for itself, Storm's been it's been around for a while too. It's been around for a while. Here, let me. Can I go back in scans here? Hold on. Playback speed. I don't think is there a setting where I can. Maybe not. It's getting real close. Let me hop cameras over here. We're gonna go more towards Des Moines here. Let's go in West Des Moines. Oh, wow, we got a 4-camera view. Look at that. That's fancy. That's a really fancy view. Look at that. All right. So we're going to want to look at the bottom left camera. That's pointing west. The storm's coming from the west going east. Tracy, welcome to Tropical Storm Club. Appreciate it, my friend. Thanks for your support. Does appear that a lot of the velocities have weakened a bit. Now that we've gotten closer to radar here. That's obviously good news. You know, last thing they need is heavy, heavy, heavy winds out here. Not very good whenever a big windstorm like that hits a city. Let's see here. Ooh. That shortwave. That looks wicked. Yeah, there was that one cell up by like Okaloosa earlier that did pop off. Here, let me hop over here back to Illinois. This one cell's really still popping off though. South of Davenport here in extreme northwestern Illinois. Misty says, I wonder if it's knocking out power. You know, we can look. Hold on. Let me pull something up for you guys real quickly. Let me, first of all, move the camera real quickly. Alrighty, let's see here what we're dealing with power-wise. Oh, yeah, look at that. Adair County, Guthrie, and Cass, Adair, and Guthrie counties. Looks like we do have some reports of people without power. You can see once we get towards like Polk County here, the more population because of Des Moines. I believe Des Moines in Polk County. I'm also in Polk County, but Florida. Yeah, there is people losing power from this, it looks like. Alright, we'll bring back up their cameras here for y'all. Actually, we'll bring up the little camera view. And I'm going to switch cameras back towards the cell a little bit closer. Whoa, buddy! Holy cow! Hold up. Goodness! Sheesh, dude. I joined that camera, or I connected to that camera, and it just started, like, swaying like crazy. Dang, man. Yeah, those winds are pretty strong. Where did I say this camera was at? Did y'all see where I picked this camera? Oh, shoot, I'm never going to find it again, am I? Oh, hold on a minute. This is just west of Des Moines here. Here it is. I say I'm never going to find it again. I found it first try. It's just on the outskirts of West Des Moines. Like, on the western outskirts. The storm is starting to kind of work its way into the western side right now. Dang, dude. I wish there was an anemometer on this. That would be pretty nice. It really is misty. It really is. That has to be like right on the front. Jeez, dude. Like right on the front of that cell there. That's kind of where you see a lot of the worst of the winds typically. It's like right on the front of the storm. And then usually it kind of, wanes down a little bit the further you get on the back side of it. I really wonder how fast those winds are, though. What's up, Sonya? Hope you're doing good. Good to have you here. Let's see here. We're gonna try another camera. There's 2 cameras here. What's the other one? The other one seems more stable. This one's a little shaky too. What's up, Mario? Saying, wonder if it's gonna die down before it hits Ankeny. Is that how you say that? So yeah, you're right up. Oh, you can't see that. Hold on. There you go. So you're right up here. It could, in theory, weaken a little bit by the time it does get to you. Yeah. See our velocities here. Yeah, this is about a half a thousand. This is about 600 feet up here now. Radar is scanning about 50 or so mile-an-hour wind gusts, or winds, possibly higher gusts, of course. Yeah, a lot of the lower part of the cell here, you can see it. We're about almost 2,000 feet up here. Not really too fast moving. Still a little gusty though on the front there. A lot of the worst of the winds though appears to be on that northern side, kind of near like east of Dallas Center. I mean, if that keeps up, that might hit some of the strongest winds over the radar site. You know, if it keeps up. Here, let's find a new camera here. So that's for West Des Moines, which the storm here now. Yeah, the storm is now officially in West Des Moines. Let's go a little bit ahead. Let's go more towards like Des Moines here. Dude, that looks ominous. Let's go a little bit further west here. Ooh, yeah. It's starting to sway a little bit. I think those are the winds hitting before the main precip. Yeah, this camera's probably about to get clobbered here in a minute. Here, let me bring up the radar real quickly with you guys real quick. So here's once again velocity mode here. Here's the radar, the KD MX radar. Once again, this is central Iowa. Just west here, you can see we do have this pocket here of possibly, 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds. About 500 feet up. That's very shallow. That's like really close to land. I mean, I know just about how high that is because my drone that I have goes about 500 feet up, or 400 or 500 feet. And that's about that distance, which that's really not that far away from ground. So there definitely could be some areas where we could gust pretty heavily. Yeah, that northern side is much more potent. Didn't they have a tornado warning over by Guthrie Center? A little bit ago we did have one, yeah, in that direction we covered. It remained radar indicated, thankfully. But yeah, we did have a tornado warning. Is that the same? Oh. Look at that. Look at the distance, the lightning. Finally, it's starting to die. It's losing the southern side of it. Yeah, the southern side does look a lot weaker. Especially when looking at velocity, you can see that the... I mean, yeah, we are scanning a little bit higher, but, in theory, it should be a little stronger up the higher you go, but... Yeah, we're only about 20, 30 mile an hour winds, possibly, on the southern side. that northern side, though, like I said, just west of the radar, this side is likely still pretty potent. Yeah, Grimes and Granger area is probably getting ready to get hit by some pretty strong winds. It'll probably hit you guys pretty good. All right, we're going to go a little bit more west here. Yeah, I was just amazed of how much lightning there was on this cell. I mean, especially when we were like watching it over. Oh shoot, where was that? Like DeSoto area. I mean, it was not even like 2 seconds per lightning strike, or between 2 seconds per strike. It's just, sheesh. Yeah, those strong winds are probably going to get near that radar too. Let's look at radar updates and stuff for the models. Honestly, I feel like the northern and southern Illinois will get an Antares, probably the west. We will see, Jameson. I'm not entirely too sure if we will or not, though. I haven't really done a deep analysis on tomorrow yet. Bet there's going to be a lot of storm reports left over. Maybe. Here, let me, speaking of storm reports here, let me bring up this GR2 real quickly. I need to reactivate this thing. I had to reset my computer, and I still have to activate this. Why am I going to Florida? God, that's just muscle memory, y'all. And me always checking my area here in Florida. It's muscle memory. Here we go. Ooh, Guthrie did report some damage. Had large tree limbs down, apparently. Let's see here. Yeah, we're only about 400 feet up now. We're just over 60-mile-an-hour winds on that little pocket there. See if we can find some cameras. So yeah, West Des Moines getting hit now. Now it's heading into the main city of Des Moines here. So with that being said, we're gonna grab this camera here. So this one's in like the heart of Des Moines. Wow, dude, look at those branches down there. They're moving. Y'all, look at this. Look at the storm now. It's really starting to bow out. Y'all see that? Look at that. It went from a chicken nugget to an arch. I mean, like, if we go way back, though, you see it was kind of like almost a flat, like, wall before it hit, like, Des Moines. And then now it's, like, bowing out. I mean, we are likely still seeing some really strong winds, though, on that southern side, but just possibly not, you know, like anything super wild, I would say. Huh. Still got that pocket of pretty strong winds. Yeah, that radar is starting to get some of it, looks like. As of now, I'm not seeing any reports, though. Got a bit of a outflow boundary tail on it. You'll see that? A little bit of a noodle. A little bit of noodle action. Let's check up on Illinois real quickly. Illinois is still kind of chilling. Not much going on there. Yeah, I mean, this is literally the only storm that we have here. Or the only severe storm, I should say. There's a lot more storms, but this is the only severe one as of right now. By the way, y'all, if you haven't already, consider liking the stream and subscribing if you haven't. Be greatly appreciated. Holy cow. Goodness. Oh, wow, that looks pretty aggressive. Goodness. Proxy! What's up, Prox? Thank you so much for... Holy cow. Category 4 club for 34 months, dude. What's up, Prox? Saying close to 3 years of proud membership. All my best to Andrew and NWW16 family. Proxy, thank you so much. It's good to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. That's really, really nice of you, my friend. Thank you, Prox. If you guys could, please give Proxy a big thank you. Prox is amazing. We love Prox. Remember, Prox, you seriously don't have to do all the support that you've done for us. I truly, truly appreciate it, but I want you to know you do not have to do that. But it is really good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. I wonder if there's a camera out by this pocket, out by Granger. Let's see. So there's Grimes. Okay, so this would be a little bit... oh, buddy. Hold on a minute, y'all. We might have a working camera. Working is one word. Doesn't look like it's working. It's alright. We have another one right here. Oh, lovely. Temporary disabled. Here we go. Goodness. Look at that. Here, let me blow this up a little bit. Well, the roads are getting a good cleaning, that's for sure. What's up, Ma? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Yoland? Hello from Canada. What's up, my friend? What's up, neighbor? Oh, look at this. 60 mile an hour observed now. Somebody had to report it. Ooh, buddy. It could have been the Weather Service office. Because they're actually getting hit right now. Or at least the radar's have. I'm not sure there's a office out there. Yeah, there is, right? Des Moines has a Weather Service office. What am I saying? Of course. Of course they do. Here, let me switch on back here over here. But yeah, we do have that report now. 60 mile an hour observed. Where's this at? This is in central Iowa. Out there in Des Moines. We did have some severe activity up in Illinois, but a lot of that's canceled. Or, yeah. A lot of those warnings were canceled. The one up here in Des Moines is really the only one that's a bit of a problem right now. It does look like the southern side of this nugget of the storm is starting to fade out a bit. You can see on the reflectivity, too, we're not as heavy as we were as well. Also, velocities, I mean, they are still pretty high, 30, 40, mile an hour, but this is also like 1 to 1,500 foot or so. About 1,000, 1,500 foot. I wonder where that report came from, though. Does the... here we go. Broadcast media, a wind gust of 64 miles an hour was reported at 12:46 a.m. So 12:46 a.m. This was 10 minutes ago exactly. In West Des Moines, station gust of 59 reported in Des Moines International Airport. So yeah, we're definitely getting some pretty hefty stuff on this one. Whoa, that camera's looking weird. See here. Had some thunder shake my house here in Ames, north of Des Moines. Ooh, be careful out there, my friend. Yeah, it definitely looks pretty gusty out there on the storm here. That southern side seems to be lighting up a little bit. You can see the, I mean, even on reflectivity, the You know what? Never mind. I don't know why I didn't think this. I don't know why I didn't take this into consideration. Because the storm is over the radar, it can give the illusion that the storm is weakening and cause the reflectivity values to drop because it's in heavy reflectivity itself. I forgot about that. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But yes, so while it looks like that southern side might be weakening a little bit, there's a chance that it's still the same as it was before it hit the radar. I'm sure they're definitely getting hit pretty good. Holy cow, Proxy with a 50! Oh my goodness, Prox. You did not have to do that, my friend. Thank you so much, though. Like, that is really, really nice of you, Proxy. Coming in with a $50 sticker. Dude, that is really, really sweet. Y'all, please, once again, give Proxy a big thank you. Proxy, you're amazing. I can never repay you. I can never say thank you enough. Thank you so much, Proxy. That's really sweet of you. Ooh, okay. We got a new extension warning here. This is for 70 mile an hour observed. Sheesh, dude. Holy cow. Yeah, look at that. So they did extend that warning now into Prairie City and Monroe, also for Pleasantville. What is going on with that camera? Towards Knoxville and Pella. 70 observed. Power flickering. Stay safe out there, man. Yeah, you guys are definitely on the edge of it right now. Please be careful. Mario, be careful, my friend. Finally warned up for 70. Yeah. Bowing out pretty good. It is. Yeah, it's definitely bowing out quite a bit. I wish we had another radar nearby. The other one's getting completely drenched. Here, let me pull this back here. Why is there a TVS here? Radar being weird. Yeah, dude, this thing is definitely no joke. I would heavily recommend you guys being away from windows, for sure. Make sure you guys are away from windows, indoors. You don't want to be near all that. Let's see here. Do we have a weather bot? No. Sadly. I am making a website, though. It's pretty cool. Poor radar's going through that. Yeah, it's taking a beating, that's for sure. That's where the heavy velocity... Ooh. Wow, look at this. The outbound velocity here is showing 60, 70 miles an hour now. And that's just pulling out of the radar sight. This is only 400 feet up. Yeah, I think it was a good call for them to pull that. So, like I mentioned, the radar getting hit gave the illusion that this is weakening. But in reality, No. It's still pretty strong. I mean, given the, you know, like I said, just given everything that's been going on with the radar getting hit and stuff, it'll make it look like it. Can we get a teaser of the website? Possibly. Possibly. Here, let me actually bring it up real quickly. It's still heavily work in progress, but it ain't nowhere near done yet. Still have a lot of stuff to do. Shows the current watch and stuff. And then we got tropics. Shows satellite imagery and everything. Recon mission. So you'll click one of these and it'll take you to the latest P3 Orion data or the WC-130 data. Like whenever there's a hurricane or whatever. But that's enough of that for now. There's your sneak peek. I've been working on it like crazy lately. Alright, let me bring back up our camera. Actually, we'll bring up the little camera here. Radar should be out of it pretty soon. They should be. Once again, the Des Moines International Airport once again reported 59 mile an hour winds here. Wind gusts of 64 is reported at West Des Moines at the WOI station. I'm assuming that's like a Mesonet station or something. Oh, WOI studio. I don't know why I didn't see that. Interesting. Yeah, this thing is packing a punch, man, I tell you. New website's coming along quite nicely. Thank you. Yeah, I've been putting so much hours into it. That's what I've been doing when I've been off stream. I've been like really kicking butt on that website. But it'll have like custom Hurricane Hunter data with graphs and everything. You guys can like look at everything. It's gonna be so cool, super neat. I do plan on adding stuff for like severe weather and everything too at some point. Which it'll get there. All right, good news is that so obviously Des Moines, they just got hit pretty hard. Yeah, the eastern outskirts of Des Moines are still getting hit really strong by these winds here. Let me change cameras here. We're gonna hop over to East Des Moines. Let's grab one out by, let's see, Monroe area. We do have this guy here. Oh, that's obviously not up to date. Hey, daytime out here. Let's try this one. Well, a little better, but it's not a video. Ooh, here we go. Hopefully it'll load. Some of these cameras are not really kept up to maintenance very well. Wow, dude. Oh, man, I think we found a good camera. Hold up. Hold on one darn second. Look right here. Yo, dude. Wow. Man, I wish I had a camera out there right now. Like, high quality camera, not no 90s traffic camera. Dude, that is really nice. That right there is nature's fireworks. Here, we'll keep this up, but I'm going to put it on the small screen. Oh, look at that. They issued a new warning here. For Newton and Baxter, also including Mitchellville. Let's see here. Elkhart. This one is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. And Penny Hale. Yeah, that bottom one's still 70. One by Pleasantville. Up by Knoxville, Monroe, Prairie City. Yeah, radar is about to pull out from the backside, so that will probably give us a bit more better view here. You're like 10 miles north of this, luckily. Yeah, that's good. You know, that Boeing segment, though, that's a classic indicator of a damaging wind-producing storm. I mean, look at this, dude. The velocity's on the backside of this storm here. I mean, we're having pockets of 60, 70 mile an hour. I mean, this is only about, 0.9 is 900 feet, 0.8 is 800 feet, 7, 6, 500 feet, 400 feet. And then once you hit 1, it's 1,000 foot, 1,200 foot, so on. I mean, yeah, you can see the outflow, or the outbound winds here. There's your radar. This is going away from radar, which is why it's red. Green means it's coming towards the radar, so it's going like this. But yeah, I mean the outbound winds here is pretty high, 60, 70 miles an hour. I'm a little surprised they didn't put a 70 on the top one too. The one up by Newton and Baxter. Surprised they didn't put that at 70 as well. Probably a big shelf hidden in the darkness. Probably. Yeah, definitely. A storm like this would give it probably a nasty shelf. It always seems like we get the higher resolution data whenever the storm's coming at the radar versus pulling away from it. It's got a nice little outflow boundary, though, on the bottom of it. Little gust noodle. Yeah, I mean, here pretty soon it'll be coming out of that watch area here. Once again, they did extend that eastward, because earlier it was... that frame does it. Yeah, it doesn't go that far enough. But yeah, earlier the Storm Prediction Center did extend that warning. Or, sorry, that watch further east of Des Moines. For good reason. Obviously for good reason. I mean, the cutoff point is right where these severe storms are from the last... Actually, right where the severe storm is. Live in Newton. Gotcha. Yeah, Newton's in the warning. Yeah, you're in that warning there for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So, there is a good possibility that it could weaken by the time it gets to you. Because, I mean, it is still a fair distance away from you. I mean, it could definitely lose a bit of its kick by the time it gets there, which hopefully it does. But, yeah, I mean, you are in the warning. Honestly, you probably have enough time if you're quick, if you're swift about it, going outside and grabbing any loose objects that could easily fly around. I would recommend it. If you have any plants or anything like that could easily blow over. I would just bring them indoors, until the storm passes or until the morning or whatever. Because, I mean, yeah. This thing does have the history of really strong winds. Whoa, buddy! How did I not see this? Des Moines International Airport reported a wind gust of 74 miles an hour at 12:49 a.m. Dude, how did I not see this? Did they just add it to the text or something? Sheesh, dude. Wow. Yeah, that storm is no joke, dude. Let's see your radar. Yeah, radar's on the last little bit of the storm here. There is a little bit of precip behind it, though. A little bit of storm activity. That wind gust was reported a bit ago. Yeah, I missed it somehow. I saw the one that came through, yeah, the 64 one that hit West Des Moines, WI, and then the 59 that hit Des Moines International Airport. That's crazy, dude. Dude, yeah, look at this. This is only about 1,000 foot up or so, and radar is showing about 70, 80, close to 90 miles an hour. Have I seen the delays? I have not. Over 150-minute delay for landing aircraft. Wow. Yeah, they're going to want to avoid this storm. Definitely not a storm that you want to fly in, that's for sure. I mean, you really don't want to fly in any storm because of their crazy updrafts sometimes, but yeah. Not really. Oh, not really super surprised, though. Where's this at? This is east of Des Moines at this point. Yeah, Des Moines is kind of pulling out of it now. I'm sorry to hear that, Desmond. Hopefully everything will be alright, though. You know, there is a really good shot that this thing could weaken by the time it does get there. Did they cancel the watch? They did, didn't they? Wait a minute. Or is that just a glitch? I think that might be a glitch here. Let me confirm with weather service real quickly. Or SPC. Yeah, no, it's just a glitch on that site. You can see that they did extend that. You see they did move that eastward past Des Moines here, which is very good that they did. Well, I hope not, Desmond. Proxy says, good night or morning, everyone. Sleep well and stay safe. Thanks to Andrew's great storm coverage. Keep up the excellent work, Andrew. Thank you, Proxy. Once again, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. Hope you're doing good, my friend. It's good to see you. But sleep well, Prox. And if you need anything, let me know, okay? But have a good night, my friend. We'll keep up that one for now. Alright, this back one is now expired, y'all. So West Des Moines and most of Des Moines is now out of the warning here. This is kind of heading into the more of the outskirts now. See here, West Des Moines. It says 64 knots. 64 knots. That's like 70 something miles an hour. That's got to be right up to what those what that report was showing. Yeah, so this one just expired here, the back one. There it goes. Okay. Yep, so now we're just left with these guys. 70. Holy cow, dude. Look at that, though. Out there by, like, Mitchellville and Prairie Belle, it looks like we're seeing about 70 to 80 mile an hour winds, about 1,000 to 1,500 feet up or so. I mean, that is moving. Man. See here. First flash of lightning looks like I'm gonna be flying. No, you'll be fine. See, it makes me nervous. It'll be okay. Yeah, you'll be all right, Desmond. It'll be all right. Let me know if you need anything, okay? If you need me to look at any area, let me know. You're in Newton, right? Isn't that where you said you were? So yeah, you're still a little bit of ahead from the main part. It does look like about 70, 80 mile an hour winds. Once again, this is also 1,300 foot up. You know, it is likely a little bit lower the further you go down. I mean, the warning you're in right now is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. We had a 50 mile an hour wind gust at Ankeny Airport. Somebody here was from Ankeny. Nah, Beanie, don't say that. That's not entirely true. No, it'll probably just be a little gusty. I mean, I would recommend, you know, I would definitely recommend that you stay indoors for it, though. You don't want to be outside during it, but yeah, you should be fine. It'll probably hit pretty hard though. See here, need about 500K in, yes, Newton. But jokes aside, it's all good. Just know I'll be recording like normal. That sounds like me. It sounds like something I would do. But just please be careful, though, you know? No, they didn't say they were in a tent. If they were in a tent, that would be a little bit more of a problem, but... Desmond, if you want to send it to our Twitter, you can. Our tag is at NWW116_WX. If you want to send any footage. If you have a Twitter, once again, NWW116_WX. I don't think I'm logged in, but I can pull it up on my phone and show people. I could probably do that, yeah, if you'd want to. What's up, Tang? Let me go up a little bit here. We're gonna change our tilt to not much different, about 2,000. Oh shoot. Desmond, if you go on Facebook and look up NWW116, it might bring up my group. And therefore, you can post it to the group, and I can look at it. And Discord? We do have a Discord. Yeah, do it through Discord if you could. Which, we have our Discord. It's in the description. That'll probably be the easiest. All right, so Monroe's about to get hit pretty good. Colfax here, too. Yeah, you guys are right on it now. Out there by Greencastle. Coming up on Metz. Yeah, it'll be out there by Newton pretty soon. I mean, it's not that far away from you. Is this a derecho? No. No, this is just a little cluster of a storm. It's a mini derecho. It's a little baby wind producer. Like I said, I'm really surprised they're not pulling that warning for 70 up top. The one for Baxter and Newton area. Here, let's see here. Do we have any cameras out by Newton? I thought that said Marshmallow Town. Oh, dude. Let's see here. Okay, so this is up by Newton. We do have cameras up in Newton. We do. So Desmond, we're gonna be watching this with you. These are cameras along the interstate south of Newton. You probably know where this is at. So we'll be watching it. Here, let me pull up the big one. Let's see here. We're gonna try another one a little bit out there. Yeah, let's get a little closer to the storm here, and then we're gonna get to it as it goes through. Wait, this is out by we have Colfax and Mitchellville. Those areas are getting hit pretty hard right now. Here's Mitchellville. That's the camera we just looked at. Visibility looks very low. Ooh. How's it over here? That's typical. Not much going on where I'm at. Ooh. It's very flashy. Desmond, are you seeing a lot of lightning over there? Sirens are going off in Knoxville? Where's Knoxville at? Oh, down here. Gotcha. Stay safe out there, my friend. Hey, Josh, if you have any questions, let me know, okay? Yeah, I mean, you are in that warning there for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Oh, you know what? Look at that. Actually, it's probably getting a little gusty now, actually, because we do have this. Here, let me show you. We do have this little outflow boundary here that's kind of already going over the Knoxville area here. Tang, we're gonna hold off on that for now, but here, let me pull it up real quickly to see tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow we do have a. We're just gonna look at it real quickly. Today we have this threat here, another slight risk. Tomorrow we have a risk for eastern Michigan here, 2% tornado risk here. But we're gonna get more into that whenever we get to the event. Okay. We gotta focus on keeping these people up to date. All right, let's see here. Hopping back to velocity. All right, so 1,000, 1,500 foot here up by Prairie City, reporting about 60 to 80 mile-an-hour winds up there. This is, once again, this is about 1,500 feet. This could be a little bit different from ground level, likely a bit weaker, but still very possible, well within severe standards, which is 58 or greater. It is coming up on Newton pretty soon, though. So, sirens in Altoona. Let's see, where's Altoona at? Oh, you're right here. You're out. Yeah, most of Altoona is mostly out of the big stuff here. Yeah, you're kind of pulling out of it. Tons of lightning too. Yeah, it'll probably be like that for a little bit. But your main threat is pretty much done for. Y'all, please be careful out there. All right, we have 19 more minutes on the warning for Knoxville, Prairie City, Pleasant Hill, Pleasantville area. Here, this is for 70-mile-an-hour winds observed here, as well as 0.75 inch hail. What's up, Overbuilt? The top one here for Newton for 60-mile-an-hour winds observed for the next 34 minutes here for Colfax, Baxter, Kellogg, Mitchellville, Bondurant, and Elkhart. Appreciate that, Overbuilt. Appreciate it. Can hear the roar of the higher elevation wind. Sounds like someone's spinning a jump rope real fast. Ooh, buddy. Yeah, it is getting pretty close to Newton. Going up a little bit higher here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter elevation. It looks like a lot of it's pretty hefty. Where is that at? Like what state? This is Iowa. This is east of Des Moines, Iowa. You can see the state here. So there's Des Moines. We already covered this going through Des Moines area. It's coming up on Newton very soon. Same thing for coming up on Knoxville pretty soon. We have people in Newton and Knoxville here, and Altoona in the stream. See, there's nothing else really going on as severe, which is good. It's good that we can just focus everything on this one storm, you know? Alright, they just updated that bottom warning, the one for Monroe. Knoxville is actually out of the warning now. Believe it or not. Who said they're in Knoxville? Josh, are you still here, dude? They actually withdraw the warning for Knoxville. Yeah, be careful out there, Desmond. Yeah, you got all that inflow coming in now ahead of you. Here, let's look at the rainfall here real quick. Actually, first echo tops. Let's see how tall these storms are. 41. Yeah, we're about 50,000 foot or so, roughly. Let's see, 1 hour precipitacume. Yeah, I mean, out by DeSoto, radar estimated about an inch or so of rain that's fallen. So, I mean, this thing is dumping a pretty good amount of rain, too, for these people. Do got some more convection and stuff southeastern Iowa. But yeah, this stuff's not really posing much of an issue. It's really just this one cell right here. This one big cluster that we have. We'll just be heading into Peoria, Illinois. See, where was that at? Peoria. It's very familiar. I'm always covering this area here. Let me bring this up here for you. Here. Okay. You're right here. I mean, you're in the risk here, you know, for severe weather later on today. So, I mean, yeah, we definitely do need you to be weather aware. I mean, you are in that level 2 threat. You're in a 2% tornado risk, but they added a 5% today. Sheesh. Yeah. So that's an upgrade. Let's see. Did they upgrade the winds too? 15 wind. No. All right. No significant wind or hail, which is good. But they did upgrade that tornado threat for later on today. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, you are in the risk later on. And, we can't rule out some severity. So we shall see. Alright, looks like it's coming up on Newton here very, very soon. Altoona's pretty good at this point. Whoever said they're in Altoona, you all are good. Here, let me pull up a camera up here by Newton. There you go. There, yeah. Here's the camera up in Newton. Getting ready to hit those areas here. Let's go a little bit further west here. Maybe a tad further more. Oh yeah. There it is. Yeah, visibility is quite low on that. I want to get this intersection here. It has better lighting and stuff. So we'll keep an eye on that camera whenever it rolls through. We do have Newton Airport, too. They probably have a mesonet there. Still 70 on that southern one from Monroe. Prairie City, let's see here, Pella. Desmond, you got this, man. See here. This one's out by Colfax, so that one's out. That truck station. Does seem pretty active with lightning, though. See, it's here now. Front just hit. All right, stay safe out there, man. Yeah, hopefully you'll get through it. No problems. Right now above Newton, this is about 2,200 feet up. We're scanning right now roughly about 50, 60 mile an hour winds. Let me bring back up the radar here for you. So up by Newton, we're about 50, 60, about 2,000 feet or so up. But it does look like we do have some pretty high-end velocities over by like Met's area. All right, sounds good, man. Be careful, all right? Yeah, it's getting closer to that intersection too. We're gonna backtrack a little bit. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Wow, dude. Yeah, that's pretty lightning intensive too. That southern warning, we have 8 minutes to go. Hopefully, this storm will start dying out soon. Do we have Newton here? Let me try something real quickly, y'all. I might be able to. Let's see here. I was trying to find Mesonet data, like to see Newton Airport, see their wind speeds and stuff. Yeah, it does look like Newton is pretty. Once again, this is 2,200 feet up or so. But at that level, we're about 70, 80 miles an hour. Look at that. I paused it right on the flash. So once again, heads up Newton, Monroe, Prairie City. Thankfully, a lot of this is kind of rolled out of the Des Moines area here. Dude, quite active though. Did slow down a little bit, moving east now at 35. It was moving east at 40. 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. 60 mile per hour wind was reported in Ankeny Airport. This was a little bit ago. See 70 mile per hour wind gusts on the one down by Prairie City, Monroe area. 5 more minutes. Yeah, that one's about to expire here. Oh, man, oh man. Let's see here. Bring up long wave infrared. Yeah, I mean, you look at those tall towers there on the infrared. It does look like it is, at least on the infrared, you can see that the towers aren't as tall. Ooh, is that a new warning? Yep, we got a new warning, y'all. Including Grinnell, Brooklyn, Malcolm, Montezuma, New Sharon, Searsboro, and Gilman. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So just give it a bit of heads up there for you guys. But I do believe that this storm is likely going to start weakening soon. So that'll be pretty good. All right, everybody. I'm probably going to roll off here for now. We've been live for quite a little bit. I got some stuff I got to go do here, but glad I could be here for at least a little bit. Look at that. They did add a watch for the Davenport area here towards Iowa City, south of Cedar Rapids. They did extend that there. But yeah, we're going to roll off here for now, y'all. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving a like. It'll be greatly, greatly appreciated. Y'all, please stay safe out there. Like I mentioned, y'all need to go indoors away from windows whenever you have a storm like this. So just make sure that you are. I think a lot of the tornadic activity is over with tonight, thankfully. But we'll be back to cover more later on tomorrow. Or later today, I should say. All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate y'all's. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. The stream will be heading off here in approximately 1 minute. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. And all right, everybody. Thank you all for joining. See y'all in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on. Oh, and by the way, thank you, everybody who supported us. Greatly appreciated. Thank you all for the super chats and the likes and everything. I can never thank you all more than enough. So thank you, everybody who has supported us directly. You all are amazing. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. Y'all take care. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, my friends. Catch you later on.